Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be planning December in my Passion Planner. It is December 2022. I will flip through November real quick just so you can see how it's coming together. And then we can start with my December calendar. So, usually for my calendar, I document my favorite photos, and it's a great way to help me keep up with my project life. So, that sidebar from my calendar overview, I usually don't use it and I like to cover it and stamp out the week numbers. So, I use the Stationery Pal Craft sticky paper. I stick it over the little column, and then I'm going to use my Everyday Explorers calendar day stamp set to stamp out the dates. And that way I can track my week numbers and keep up with my project life. Once I stamp the numbers, I'm just going to grab a pen and add a little line right underneath every number. I just felt like the numbers weren't big enough to fill out the space, and there was a lot of just white space there. So I'm just going to use my pen and create little lines, probably go over them with a gray marker, and call my sidebar done. Now, I also do use the bottom portion of my calendar to track my reading. So I will be stamping read this vertically, and then I'm going to be stamping a little book in the corner. And this is going to hold the number of books I read. I do print out my book covers and add them in this little box here just to kind of keep up with my reading. And I think it's really cute to add to my calendar. So, if you've watched any of my Passion Planner Plan With Me videos, you know I like to use that sidebar from my week views to keep up with my social media. As a content creator, I like to keep up with my social media from week to week. So, I use the stencil. I literally just draw out the box and I do create a drop shadow for each box. And then I draw in something for YouTube, the YouTube icon, something for Instagram, and my Reading with Heba book club. My Reading with Heba book club is on Instagram. I've been asked about this before. I do have it linked in the description box for you, and it is free. So if you want to be a part of a book club in 2023, please come and join us. We choose a book every month and we read it together and get together on Zoom and discuss it. So I'll definitely make sure that that is linked in the description box for you. But anyways, once I'm done filling out my little boxes, I'm going to grab my gray Tombow marker, color in each box. I love using this gray Tombow marker. It's very light, but it just gives the right hint of gray to my icons. And then I will grab my black marker and just create a drop shadow for each icon. It just makes everything pop, and I like that look. Now, I did want to mention, I know a lot of people tell me that they believe the Passion Planner is not for them because there's too many words on the spread. So there's like a section for focus and a section for your favorite word and things like that. I say make it your own. You can cover up whatever you want. You can use sticky notes if you wanted to. You can use your black marker and cover things up. And you're going to see in a little bit that I do use that bottom portion of my Passion Planner for each week to document what I'm currently reading, watching, and any happy mail. And all I do is I go over that, I think it says personal to-do list, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't need that because I plan out my day and my to-do list throughout the week or throughout the day, each day. So I don't need that. And what I do is I go over it with a black marker, and then I use my white pen to write currently. And I've just created my own section in the corner, and I'll even grab some icons and stamp them in there to kind of represent everything I want to keep track of. So I definitely recommend that if you are thinking of the Passion Planner, but you feel like there's sections you won't be using. Definitely make it your own. Now, I did grab the stamp set from Everyday Explorers to stamp out the YouTube icon. This is where I keep track of the videos that are posting on my YouTube channel, and I post twice a week, so I'm just stamping them in those days. And then I'm going to use a different stamp set with icons to fill in my currently list. So like I said earlier, I keep up with what I'm currently reading, what I'm currently watching, and any happy mail that I'm expecting for the week. And I love tracking this because even when I go back throughout the months to look at certain things that arrived on time or didn't arrive on time, maybe shows or movies I've watched and forgot about, and I want to document them in a different project, this is the place I go. I just go through my Passion Planner and look at what I watched that week or that month. Now, each week has this space that says this week's focus. I like to use that space to stamp out words of encouragement. So things like keep on keeping on, or take it easy, focus on yourself. So I just go through my stamp sets and whatever fits in there and is a great encouraging word or a sentence or a quote, I will add it in that little box. And I love doing that. I love the different fonts and the different stamps and all that good stuff. So I basically just fill out that box with something like that. And I also like to cover that bottom section right underneath my social media. I like to cover the quotes with something. So I usually use transparency stickers, but this time around I had bought these really cute stickers from Stationery Pal that I really wanted to use. They are not transparency, so they're gonna end up covering up the quote, which I'm okay with because I really wanted to use these stickers and I think they're really cute and they add a little color to each week. So once I stick those down, I'm going to start stamping. So in December, we have two college decisions coming in for Sabine. One of them, the colors are red, and the other one, the colors are yellow. So what I decided to do is grab a stamp that says today. I thought it would be fun if I stamped today twice, but in the center, I'm going to write is the. So it's going to say today is the day, and I will actually end up adding some more to that section. But for now, I stamp it in red, and then I'm going to switch out my ink pad and stamp it in yellow for the next decision. And that way I can have that space in between to write in is the. I was just trying to play around a little bit with my own handwriting. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of my own handwriting, and that's why I use a lot of stamps and different fonts because I can't do it myself. I'm trying to train myself to use my own handwriting as well, and I'm okay with it if I mix it in with some pretty stamping. Now I'm using this beautiful stamp set from a small Etsy shop, which I totally recommend, and I will be adding her link in the description box for you. But this stamp set is all about sleeping and stuff like that. So I decided to stamp if it requires pants. The answer is no. I thought it was so cute. I'll stamp the sheep as well. This is a great place for me to add color because I will come in with my marker and color in the sheep and the words and all that good stuff. I'm using one of my favorite stamps right now. It says weekend, OMG, finally. I use this every time for my weekends. It's just the perfect stamp for that. I like to grab stamps that make sense to planning. So some of them will say Monday, crazy day, or schedule, or every day I'm hustling. And I just stamp them randomly throughout the week. Because I don't know what's happening that week, these words make sense. So I just use them to add a little color. Maybe I use them just to add different types of fonts because I do end up using my own handwriting to fill out the week and my schedule and appointments. So I like to break it up with different stamps and different fonts. I also grabbed one of my reading stamps to stamp out reading throughout the week. I do like to keep up with my reading challenge in my Passion Planner. So I have a challenge that's called Reading Daily, and I use that stamp to fill out that day. And if I read, I will color it in with a highlighter so I know that I read that day. And if I didn't read, I won't highlight it. So it's a great way to keep up with your tracking. It could be a space for you to keep up with your exercise or what you ate, or maybe you take medication. I just basically recommend to use your planner to work for you and not the other way around. Anyways, I went ahead and stamped Let's Celebrate for December 31st and the 1st because it's New Year's. Like I said earlier, there's certain celebrations that I can stamp right now and document right now before the month starts. Like Laith turning 21, I just stamped a birthday cake and I'm going to stamp 21, just kind of fill that out. And that's a great place for me also, again, to add some color. And now that I feel like my stamping is kind of complete, I can fill out my workspace. So the top portion of my weeks is for our daily planning. So whatever I have scheduled, my kids, my husband, and then the bottom portion is for work. Anything that has to do with work goes in that bottom portion. That's a good space for me actually for work. I don't need a lot of space for schedules and appointments and things. So I just write work across that gray line. Then I'm going to take out my markers and color in any stamping I did. So like this little sheet, I will go over the gray line where I wrote work and deepen the gray line just because I wanted it to pop and make sure that everything's divided nicely. And I will also color in my icons as well. I try to color with neutral colors because if I end up using any washi tape or stickers later, it won't clash with whatever I added on my week beforehand. So keeping it neutral, and then I can add color later, if that makes sense. So once I go over my weeks and color in my icons, I will actually start coloring in the little birthday cake for Laith's birthday. And I'm going to grab my washi tape. I had gotten some really cool washi tapes from the washi tape shop, and I was excited to use them. So I'm going to start by adding Christmas tree for Christmas. I will also add a little couch and frame and things like that. Same sticker sheet or washi tape sheet, and add that to that spread as well. I love the plant washi tape from the washi tape shop. It is adorable. So I want to create a little cluster in the corner of one of my weeks, just add a few more to the days of the week, just keeping it as simple as possible, but also still adding some cuteness to my spread. And when I come in throughout the week and fill this out, it's almost done for me and it will fill out the space, and I just love that look. And this is literally how I plan. I do not know beforehand what I'm going to be doing that month, but there's little things that I can fill out beforehand that will probably help me as I go and as the week comes along. I went ahead and grabbed another washi tape shop washi. This is another favorite. It's just beautiful leaves with gold foil, and I'm just adding them randomly to my weeks, again, to add some color and interest to each week. If you've been following me for a while, you know I love my little floral stamp from Everyday Explorers. It's a great way to add like a burst around any sticker or any stamping, or if you do lettering. So I'm just adding it around my leaves just to add some interest to my washi tape. And now I'm going through my weeks to make sure that I didn't miss anything, or to fill out anything that I thought I could add more color. So basically I went over the words of my stamping because I thought this is a great space for me to add color. And for my weekend, I do it for each week. You know, the kids are off the last 2 weeks of December So I had already written that out, and I'm just going over it with a green Tombow marker so it can stand out and I don't miss it. But when I was putting things away, I did remember that on the 6th, we do have the runoff voting here in Georgia. So I'm going to actually grab a voting stamp set and just stamp vote and call it done. Like I said earlier, I try to keep everything simple until the month starts because I need the space to schedule and write everything out and have that space for me. So I don't want to fill out every little spot in my planner. But anyways, you guys, that's about it. I'm just filling out little things here and there, and I'm going to call my planning done. Don't forget, I will be doing a project lineup. I'll be sharing planner I'm going to be using for next year as well very soon, so keep an eye out for that. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye!